songs. I'm going to do some acoustic practice as well as, oh, and I didn't update the restream, but that's okay. Maybe, hopefully it's all worked out. But I'm going to play some acoustic songs. I'm going to be playing original music this morning, and then I'm going to do some lead practice on the acoustic guitar. And here's an interesting tidbit. I'm going to try to build a truck topper today using old pallet wood. So I decided to start sort of a side project of trying to build things and build them cheap. So I'm getting free pallet wood and breaking that down and using that to build. So I'm going to try building some coffee tables. I'm going to build a shed and also a truck topper. And I have this idea, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull it off, but here's the idea. Nobody go steal it and patent it. I don't know if this exists. I think it's kind of a cool idea. The idea is on the back of a truck, if you're going to put just like a typical pickup truck, you put basically like a camper kind of thing, a camper top. I don't know what the actual word. There's a couple different words that describe what goes on the back of a truck. Like one of them's tonneau. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but that just covers the bed. And then there's other ones that go up higher. I want to build one that goes up higher. And basically, I want to build one where the back, where the truck bed can pull down, folds onto the top, so the roof actually can fold out and become a platform, so you can roll stuff up into the truck on like a cart or bicycles or whatever. So I don't know that I've never seen that before. Maybe it exists. If it does, it's probably expensive. But I'm going to try to build one. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm going to lead off today with a song by David Benrexy. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. And then I'm going to play a bunch of original songs and then some acoustic lead. If you haven't already, sign up for my newsletter. I send out a newsletter every Sunday about the different music events that I've seen that week and what I'm up to with recording and performing and thoughts about the music scene and music. Relatively, it's mostly all about music. Looking to book gigs? Anybody's booking? Book me? All right, let's get to it. So I just started learning this song this morning. I guess technically yesterday I was at the songwriter event hosted by Chris Tidestrom at Southern Roots in Park Circle, and saw David play this song, and I liked the song and I liked the chord progression, and so I wanted to learn it. Asked him if he wouldn't mind. So let's see. That's not quite it, but let's do it again. It's easy to get lost and wander off the path, to let what others say become my golden calf. But that can't change the way you love me, and I know it doesn't matter if I love you I don't, 'cause can't stop you from loving me, 'cause love is who you are. Your love is breaking all my chains and filling up my heart. I know the price you paid to bring me to your throne. The pain you suffered so I would not die alone. You could have helped yourself to all that wealth and fame. Instead you chose the cross. Could I have done the same? I can't stop you from loving me, 'cause love is who you are. Your love is breaking all my chains and filling up my heart. You could have helped yourself to all that wealth and fame. Instead you chose the cross. Could I have done the same? I can't stop you from loving me, 'cause love is who you are. Your love is breaking all my chains and filling up my heart. All right, let's move on to, let's see. Okay, I'll do I'm gonna do an original song called Back in That Time. But I want to change something on the vocal real quick. See if I can't reduce this a little bit and change this over here maybe. See if that helps. We don't need that. A little loud, I think, so I'm going to bring it down. We've got that here. So many years ago, we learned to get along. Chose to say goodbye to things we could have worked on. Do you remember when we all reached out a hand that led to a promised land? There's nothing we can say to make the feeling play that played back in that time. Back in that time, back in that time. I saw him in a dream, just getting through the holidays, politely passed her with a smile. Time heals the wound and it sharpens the blade. Do you remember when we all reached out a hand, walked on a promised land? You can hear the keys, they play our long lost memories. Listen, smile, back in that time, back in that time, back in time. And when the sun is setting, it means the night will be here soon. Don't wanna sleep till the mystery of tomorrow. Maybe someone will wake me from my dreams of back in that time, back in that time, back in that time. Oh, back in that time, back in that time. Oh. All right, let's do it. I'll tell you what, I'll do back in that time again, but I'm gonna do it next. I'm gonna do, I feel like I gotta get the mic position right, voice warming up a little bit, I'm getting there. I'm gonna do the first 7 songs, or first 8 songs for my Beautiful Frankenstein album. If you haven't heard my Beautiful Frankenstein album, go check it out. I'm really proud of it. It's not a perfect recording, but I went out to the Outer Banks, and I was out there for maybe 3 weeks or close to a month, just recording and working on recording every day. I mean, maybe this part doesn't prop up the album sales, but I actually recorded it on a bunk bed. I recorded it in a room in a bunk bed. I had my laptop computer and audio interface and everything. Everything was set up in this in a bedroom, and the computer was on the top bunk, and audio interface on the lower bunk, and I had the mic set up in there and the keyboard, and I just worked on recording for 3 weeks to a month. Some of the recordings I took from, I used the heart of the recording was done somewhere else. Some of it was done in California. I think some of it was done in Tennessee. But anyway, I think it's a really cool album, and in particular, well, I think it's a kind of music that you just don't hear. I mean, it's not that it's like, I think it tells stories in a way, or that you don't. Yeah, I mean, I feel like when I talk about my music, I don't know. I think it's good stuff, and I don't know that I got the recordings to a radio-ready standard. I mean, I know I didn't, but what I'm trying to tell is something real, and I'm not trying to tell something that's like, I mean, maybe a few songs I am here and there, but for me, what I think Beautiful Frankenstein is it tells you how to go into depression or make mistakes in your life and turn it around, and or maybe you don't turn it around. All right, enough talking. Let's do this. This first song, maybe the album can tell itself. So this first song is Can't Forget. I haven't played this one in a while, but the idea behind this song is that when you're born, those first few, there's scientific lingo for it. The first few moments when you see your parents and you see those big eyes looking at you and these faces, and you're brand new to the world, the scientific lingo, I guess, would be imprinting. But I would think it's imprinting because the moment is so profound. I think sometimes the scientific lingo, you get these terms for it, but it demystifies it, it demagifies it, magikifies it. When the moment is, I think you can say, yeah, it's imprinting. The creature's new, and the first thing they see, they become attached to it. But maybe there's something a little more profound there. Maybe it's the shared moment, it's the connection, it's the profound emotion that exists in that moment that actually creates the bond. It's the love that comes out of the mother's eyes, and that creates the bond. And so that's kind of what this song is about, and how that can carry you through a lifetime. but I need to drink some water. All right, so for any of you tuned in, here we go. This live stream is for any of you tuned in. I'm gonna really go for it. Well, I've played that one much better. And I feel like, yeah, that was, I don't know, hopefully, let me know how it sounded to you. For me, as I'm hearing it in the headphones, I feel like it's hard for me to figure out where to project to this mic on that song that is coming in too hard. And then also I just feel like getting older, I'm just losing my voice. It really sucks. I don't know. Like there's just different areas where I can feel it's not gonna grip. And I don't know what to say other than that sucks, when you put a bunch of time into something and you feel like you're losing it. But on the other hand, I think part of it maybe I've been singing so many like 3-hour gigs and stuff for a while that and I try to put out so much energy, I put so much strain on my voice, and I get into patterns where I sing the same way over and over again. I think that might not be a good idea. And that also inhibits your creativity and your connection to self. And I think that's part of becoming a good singer, is you have to continue to be creative, and so that you're always evolving with just your vocal choices, and being comfortable to just be yourself and be whatever they are, and share them. And so that's how I'm starting to be on a more consistent basis. And hopefully, I think already I can see that's maybe giving my voice some recovery, or opening more up, I guess, in my voice. All right. Well, can't forget. I hope you enjoyed it, and I also hope to play it better next time. Let's do. So, can't forget. And then. Then we go to Back in That Time, and maybe those are two sides of the same coin. That might be a way to say it. I wanted the album to start you off on this journey. You're about to take a journey. So for me, the album's meant to be listened to from start to finish. Maybe at least listen from start to song number 10 or something like that. But you're about to go on a journey, and I wanted it to feel kind of like it felt for me. Is like when you start out in life, you're around people that love you, and then you go deeper into life and get away from that and get lost. And part of that is because things aren't the same anymore. So I'll leave it at that and play this song. So many years ago, we learned to get along, chose to say goodbye to things we could have worked on. Do you remember when we all reached out a hand and walked on a promised land? You can hear the keys. There's nothing we can say to make the feeling play. They played back in that time, back in that time, back in that time. Saw him in a dream, just getting through the holidays, politely passed her with a smile. Time heals the wound and it sharpens the blade. Do you remember when we all reached out a hand that led to a promised land? You can hear the keys, they play our long lost memories. Their sun smile. Back in that time, back in that time, back in that time. And when the sun is setting, it means the night will be here soon. Don't wanna sleep till. And when the sun is back in that time, back in that time, back in that time. Oh, back in that time, back in that time. Oh, that's kind of cool how the guitar did at the end. I had a couple mistakes in there, but that's the gist. Now we're going to do a song called Ride. And this song, well, this was a fun song to write, and this was maybe one of the first, I think, danceable songs that I wrote. But I guess you could dance to that one. A number of songs you can dance to, like even Beautiful Frankenstein. I once had a couple dance to that, like we did a waltz. Beautiful Frankenstein is a waltz. They were dancing in Huntington Beach at the farmers market, or at the Tuesday market that they would do. And they danced to Beautiful Frankenstein right there in the middle of that market, which, if you know the Huntington Beach market, it's a lot of people. So they just boldly stepped out, and the two of them danced. And if you know Beautiful Frankenstein, you know it's a little bit of an eerie, spooky song. So I would think it'd take special people to step out and lead in dance to that song. This song, Ride, is kind of about taking the concept of ride and applying that to life. Being a kite surfer, that's where this song originates, is from teaching kite surfing and hanging out with kite surfers in the Outer Banks. But then taking that same feeling that you get when you kite surf, and when you rip and you launch off waves and you rip, and applying that to life. And this song, I've played it maybe one time, maybe twice, where I felt like where I was playing with other musicians and it came to life in a way that it could be, or it should be. I really want to be able to play this song play it many times at full capacity. I don't think it's ever hit where it can be. This song needs a groovy bass. So the bass, I've written a bass line. I think that's it. like seasons never end. We don't guitar. Out on the East Coast with my family, I knew I'd never hold them close again to me, 'cause I've been going places that they'll never go. Yeah, I've been seeing faces that they'll never know, 'cause I can ride. Now this time's all over, the people are gone. Where do I go? Now it's all over, the people are gone. What's next for me to know? Out on the West Coast, the unknown begs again. A high set of waves have come to me, no more complaining. I'll keep going places that I never knew. Yeah, I'll keep going places till this life is through. Just ride. Something like that. All right, I feel pretty good about that performance. All right, this next one is a song called I Wonder. Wonder every time I see her grab. Okay, let's start that again. That's not it. It was, yeah, I was close, but let's get it again. you walk on by. Make no mistake, you are the twinkle in my eye. Yeah, I wonder. All right, I wonder. And then we went to Red Red Room. I know they say she's a diva, still she usually pulls me in. But she's a tricker and a cheater, her words thick as her skin. She knows I see half through her, so she won't take off her veil. And I will swear to God there's love there, while my skin is turning pale. We're in a red, red room. Who painted these walls? We're in a red, red room. Who painted these walls? There's a whole lot of you and a whole lot of me and a whole lot of red. I know you think you're a killer, but when I loved you, you just ran. You wear black just as a cover, your heart's still a murky tan. And there's an angel in there, and she cries to be free. But I'm just drawn to your devil, and that's why you both love and hate me. We're in a red, red room. Who painted these walls? We're in a red, red room. Who painted these walls? We're in a red, red room. Who painted these walls? There's a whole lot of you and a whole lot of me and a whole lot of red. And it ain't all because of We're in a red, red room. Who painted these walls? We're in a red, red room. Who painted these walls? We're in a red, red room. Who painted these walls? In a red, red room. Who painted these walls? There's a whole lot of you and a whole lot of me and a whole lot of red. I think I might be warming up. That one felt pretty good. Let's do the next one on the album is Hot and Cold. A lot of minor sevenths in these earlier songs, or in those three songs. Ride. Wait, there's not minor sevenths in Red Red Room. This one's in this key. Here we go. thinks my face is sweet. She thinks my heart is warm. She loved me, held me in her arms. I think her voice is pure, and her eyes are charms, and her body is a temple sounding silent alarms. How can a warm heart burn her skin? How can a warm heart freeze her blood? I'm hot and cold and don't want her to know. How could a mess bring peace of mind? What could confusion help her find? I'm hot and cold and don't want her to know. She let me sing her songs. She put smoke in my lungs. She let me see the child inside. I let her hold the reins. I put my heart in chains. I let her down and found a place to hide. 'Cause how can a warm heart burn her skin? How can a warm heart freeze her blood? I'm hot and cold, don't want her to know. How could a mess bring peace of mind? What could confusion help her find? I'm hot and cold, don't want her to know. Hot and don't want her to know. Cold and don't want her to know. Hot and don't want her to know. Cold and don't want her to know. Hot and don't want her to know. Cold and don't want her to know. Hot and don't want her to know. Cold and don't want her to know. Something like that. Me and Lou were working on that song, kind of coming up with that last part, that riff, just the ending. I used to end on a big note, and I never really liked it, and I think that's a much better way, much cooler way to end it. Yeah, that's what we do. Something like that. All right. All right. Now the big moment. So we've reached. Now, when I wrote these songs, maybe I was completely wrong about this, but part of when I was writing these songs and maybe living this lifestyle, I thought that was like the hip stuff. Like you needed to write stuff like this. And that was the cool stuff. You know, I've seen other songwriters kind of do the same thing as they start to, and they're proud. I've seen Well, I'm thinking of a particular songwriter. She was proud of the song that she had written that she felt was so vulnerable, and I think that's one of the maybe one of the traps that songwriters can fall into, or artists maybe, in the quest to be a successful artist. You lose your way about what you're doing. You see what's successful, what's making money, and well, to be blunt about it, you feel like a failure because you're not making money, and yet you're making good songs, you're making good art, but it's not what's selling, and in the quest to do that, you can confuse vulnerability with just, I guess, mistakes. Like, you want to be vulnerable about a more what is the word? Well, we can put it this way: making maybe questionable decisions, questionable ethical decisions, or different things like that. That then to divulge those in your art form, it can be considered vulnerable, and that's what's seen as brave. And I think there's a lot of emotions. There's a lot of. So I've got. Let's see. Can I show this? Let's see if this will work. Let's see if this works. It didn't work last time, but maybe today's a new day. No, for whatever reason, this application doesn't want to work with the phone. So. Over on the wall here, I'll read them out, and maybe I could take pictures of them at some point. But I've got, when I was doing my big picture tour, before I did it, I made some artwork. Actually, I think I made these. Well, they're two canvases that are maybe about 3 feet by 3.5 feet or something like that. And basically, I painted the 7 deadly sins and the seven heavenly virtues. And whether you believe in God or not, or whether you're religious or not, I think these are really important. I actually was inspired to do this because I saw, I think it was one of these on Paula Bell's washing machine, or not washing, dish, like near her dishwasher. She had a little thing that said 7 deadly sins, and I would see those. And what was cool about it is it said, this is back when I was living with Chad Bishop and Ashanti Dykes and Paula and Schwang, when we were living in a place together in Long Beach. It listed out, not only did it list the 7 deadly sins, it actually had definitions for them, which really helped me understand them in a new way. And I think these are the principal motivating factors of life, is the 7 heavenly virtues and the 7 deadly sins. I would imagine there are others, that these aren't exhaustive, but I'll read some of these. So I think a lot of people know the 7 deadly sins. You got gluttony, wrath, pride, greed, sloth, and envy, and lust. But I'll read some of these definitions. Pride is loving and esteeming oneself or others above what is right. Greed, desiring material things to excess. Sloth, I like this one. Denial for the sake of comfort. Like, everyone equates sloth to lazy, and maybe that, that's another way of saying it. But this, I think, illuminates it so much better. Denial for the sake of comfort. And so what is laziness? Because to some degree, you can maybe even trick yourself that laziness is a good thing, because like, it feels good to be lazy, And it's like, are there any consequences to laziness? And if you can't overtly see the consequences, then maybe you can think there are not. But when you put it that way, denial for the sake of comfort, it puts that focus on denial. I like that. Wrath, acting in anger or desiring revenge. Lust, considering others as objects of sexual desire. Envy, resenting others for their possessions or gifts. And I like that one too because you can think of envy as, it's a very simple way of, at least the way I understand envy, is desiring what other people have. You're jealous of them. Jealousy, is the easy synonym. But I like using that word, resenting others because of their gifts. It's not just about wanting what they have, because that in and of itself is probably not that bad of a thing. It's the resentment that you have. So let's go to the 7 heavenly virtues. I don't know if I can see them from here. Diligence, doing right even if it means sacrifice. So we get diligence, charity, chastity, temperance, meekness, kindness, humility. Diligence, doing right even if it means sacrifice. Kindness, wishing the best for others. I like these definitions because they're, I've said that. I'm kind of hammering the nail too many times. Is that a saying? But I like the definitions, like kindness, wishing the best for others, because it kind of, kindness in and of itself is maybe kind of abstract, or diligence. We have some kind of idea of what those are, but to give like a working definition where you can actually put that into practice. So, that for me is when I wrote these songs, a number of them, and when I was going through it, it's like I felt like these are cool songs. They're hip songs. Like they're gonna work with the hip crowd. Well, they didn't. Maybe that's because I had kind of not accurate ideas about the hip crowd, or I haven't elevated the songs to a level that is listenable to mainstream. But I don't think it's quite that. But the 7 heavenly virtues and the 7 deadly sins. That's what I felt like. Those songs were being motivated by deadly sins. And so that the apex of that, or the conclusion of that, was Beautiful Frankenstein for me. When I sat down to write a John Mayer-esque song and then ended up writing this song, I knew that I lost my way a bit. I am just a beautiful Frankenstein, taking pieces from souls still alive. Shrill the stench of rotting appendages, not the way they wanted to die. I just wanted to stay alive. I just wanted to stay alive. Broken Prince Charming, foolishly bled my heart dry. I once sought after the strong that would prosper, and now I wilt and ask myself why I just wanted to stay alive. Why I just wanted to stay alive. Ooh. All right. From there, I went with this next song, and I'm not going to say much about it. We'll just play it. I'm not scared, but there you are, walking down the stairs to greet me with a smile. And darling, that's not fair. I could be foolish, I could be falling again. Can I see the difference in a foe and a friend? When you're the only one that I've loved so much, I must be confusing past for present, 'cause you're the only one that I've loved so much. You're not scared, but here I am, weathered by the world. Will we mend our broken hearts, or be a bitter boy and girl? And you are just foolish, you are exploring again, to learn the difference in a foe and a friend. You're the only one that I've loved so much. You must be confusing past for present, 'cause you're the only one that I've loved so much. Oh, that I've loved so much. Darkest night, you push and push and pull and pull and fight, fight, fight. And you're the only one that I love so much. No more confusing past for present. You're the only one that I love so much. Oh, that I love so much. Oh, oh, you're the only one. You're the only one. You're the only one. Now, I think the next song was There Lies My Grandfather. I should say that last song is dedicated to my wife, Lee Schwan. And this, I'm gonna attempt to remember this one and play this one. I should introduce this song because it's an unusual song. It's called There Lies My Grandfather, but it's not really written about my grandfather exactly. Actually, there was some time ago that I made an account on Reddit called Songwriter Storyteller, or Song Storyteller. And it was a play off of another account that I'd seen on the website Reddit there were these accounts that were made that were called novelty accounts. And basically what they would do is they'd go around making comments that were sort of inspired by the name of the account. So there was one, I apologize for the swear word, there was a novelty account called Shitty Watercolor. And basically Shitty Watercolor would go around and find comments on Reddit threads and find inspiration in the comments and then make a really lousy watercolor representation of the comment. and they just did this everywhere and became a legend on Reddit. And so I made one called Song Storyteller, and I would do the same thing just in song form. And I would make songs about people's comments. And it was a little bit too time intensive to really do it well. So it didn't last very long. But I made seven songs, and a couple of them were pretty cool. There was one song that was about an HVAC, a news story about a guy that went to get his HVAC license for, I guess, air conditioning or whatever, and he had to wait in line, and then it got rejected, or he couldn't do it because they closed or whatever. And so then he ended up taking a bunch of hostages and to prove a point. And I guess this was a real story, and I read a song about it because everyone thought this guy was nuts, to do that, and he is. But at the same time, there's probably a reason he went nuts and did that. And so I wrote a song from the perspective of him, and he's like, it's like, I went to the office to get my HVAC license. I couldn't get my HVAC license, and that was not okay. I can't remember the words, but it was a funny song. That was the one that did the best for me on Reddit. But another one I did was called There Lies My Grandfather. Most of the songs I did were really comical songs, and some of them were pretty ridiculous. But this one was one that was based on a serious comment. There was a story about a guy was telling about him being with his grandfather when his grandfather was dying, and the grandfather told him a story about how they went to, he said, remember, the guy that made the comment on Reddit, he was saying it was really hard. He was there with his grandfather, and it was really hard, and he was crying, and he's like, Grandfather, I'm going to miss you. And the grandfather says, remember when we went to Disney World or Disneyland, and when you got there to Disneyland, you were so excited, and you just wanted to go. You were just, your eyes were lit up, and you were so excited. You were running to all these places, and it's like you couldn't imagine like that what's the way to say it? There came a time eventually when you're at Disneyland where you were ready to go home, and you had been super excited and seen all these things, but you were ready to go home. And so that's what the grandfather was saying, is that I'm tired and ready to go home, something like that. And so wrote a song about it, and this song I was accompanied by Nathan Douglas, and I really wanted to include Nathan Douglas on my second album because even if in the context of that album, well, I thought it had to be there because he was so instrumental in me being able to play music, and how I can think about music or make it or write it. I just thought he had to be on one, so it made sense for him to play. This song is essentially a duet between a grandson and a grandfather, so we played those roles. See if I can remember it. I don't play this one very often. Well, I haven't played it probably in years, actually, because it's a duet. There lies my grandfather, tired but at peace, I wonder, how can that be? When everything that he has ever known is only moments from slipping away. He says, hey son, it's been a long journey. I've done so much that I wanted to do, seen things I never expected to see, and it feels like a familiar story. That soon I'll complete. But Granddad, I don't understand. Oh, I'm gonna miss you so bad. I'll never forget the times we had. Do you remember when you were just a small child? We went to Disneyland, and you felt as though there wasn't enough time for all your plans. But when it came time to go, you were tired and ready to go home. There is still a lot to see, just as there will always be. But this is all she wrote for me. I'm tired and ready to go home. I can't live with that performance. I feel I need to go back through the final chords. There's a little chord progression turnaround that I think is pretty essential. But however I just played that, I really liked it. I like that better, I think, than most of what I just played. I like better than anything else I've done before. So that's good. All right. We're gonna do, I think La Ventana is next. Beautiful Frankenstein. You're the only one that, and then I feel like I'm missing one. All right, well, we'll do La Ventana, and then we'll do the last song, and then I'll do some lead practice. This song, I hate to do another long introduction. I'll try to keep it short. But I gotta introduce this song. This song is called La Ventana. It was written in a place called La Ventana, which is toward the tip of Baja California. And it's a little fishing village where it's now, or it has been, I'll use the word semi-sarcastically, inundated with kite surfers. So it's a great spot for kite surfing. It's got a great windy season, and people drive down there, or people leave campers down there, and they go down there and spend 3 to 6 months out of the year and just hang out there and kite surf. And I got to introduce it in the way that to drive down there, people fly down there. People make the drive once, and they'll leave their campers down there, and then they'll fly. Because it's a long trip. It took me probably 2.5 or 3 days just to get down there. And that was a crazy trip because I was driving on a van that had a tire that had some kind of shredded. And eventually you get to like some dirt roads that go on for a long time, and because they're doing a bunch of construction. I think there was some damage, like a natural disaster, some kind of weather event caused a bunch of damage to the road, and they have to redo it. It was crazy, and then there's stretches where you just are going through cactuses for hours, and you're on a highway. There's a highway that's got two lanes, and it's pretty narrow, and you're flying by semis. There's all these crosses and memorabilia. Is that a way to say it? Mementos for the deceased that are along the road, and there's cows that'll just cross the road. You'll be cruising at like 60 miles an hour, 70 miles an hour, maybe even 80, although the limit's lower than that, but people are flying. And then cows can just be crossing at any point in time, and different animals. And so people say don't drive at night there because there's a really good chance you'd run into a cow at 80 miles an hour. That would not be good for you or the cow. I think that probably goes without saying, but a cow would do a massive damage to a car. You could really hurt yourself as well as obviously the cow. So I even saw one cow that had been hit. But it's a crazy trip, and there's these little towns that you'll pass through. One of the coolest things is you get further and further down. You'll go through 6 military checkpoints. I think it was like 6. And as you get further and further down, the scenic views they seem to just get grander and grander. And it was like it was designed. It was like it was designed by like a film producer or somebody, or like a theme park, where they set it up so you just get you get a great view that wows you, and then the next one's just more, and the next one's more, and it's like, then they're going to charge you an entry fee. You got to be able to see that, but it was really amazing. And then at one point I got pulled over by the federales, and this was the main thing that people had warned me about. If you've heard this story before, it's one of my favorite stories that I have. Got pulled over by the federales before I went into Mexico. Just about everyone. There was only one person, Mark Schutz, who told me to do the trip. Everyone else told me to not. Well, everyone else that gave an opinion on it told me not to do it, essentially because it was too dangerous. And Mark Schutz told me to do it, and that it would be fine. But people warned me about the federales, and that they would very likely, at a minimum, extort me. They would threaten to arrest you if you don't give them, a certain amount of money. So that at a minimum, they would extort me. At the maximum, they would kill me. There were people that I met in La Ventana that said that happens. So then maybe in between would be getting sent to jail for no reason. So I'm driving in a graffiti van. It's got all the colors in the color wheel, in the rainbow, are on this van, and it looks like there must be drugs in this van. And I get pulled. Most of the military checkpoints just sent me through, and one inspected a bit, but then they sent me through, and I thought the federales would be curious at least. And they asked me what's in the van. I say music, equipment, and clothes. And they say open it up, and they open it up. They take a look inside, and then they're like, get out a guitar. And if you can know where this is going, me and the federales are just on the side of the road, and I've got a guitar, and they asked me to play songs. And so I played the two songs that I wrote while I was in Mexico, La Ventana and also Wind Junkie. Both were written there in La Ventana. And then one of the federalists wanted to borrow the guitar, and he picked something a little bit for me. And then we just talked about culture, and he talked about, I think he had traveled to the U.S., and he talked about differences in culture and travels and different jobs and what it's like to be be a policeman. And so he was approaching it from a perspective. He didn't necessarily identify as a police officer. He identified as a person who was doing that job, and he connected with me. And there were three federalists, but he sort of took the lead. So I thought that was really pretty sweet. And I've got some pictures of it, but there's the introduction to La Ventana. When I got to La Ventana, I just felt relaxed. A lot of the worries and stress kind of just left me. La Ventana brings you peace of mind. La Ventana brings you peace of mind. In La Ventana you can have a good time. It's true. I said that one down. It's true. Oh, it's true. And when the wind starts blowing, get out and ride, ride, ride. Yeah, when the wind starts blowing, can have a good time. Oh, in La Ventana sometimes there's music at night. In La Ventana you can learn how to kite. Yeah, and when the wind starts blowing, get out and ride. La Ventana brought me peace of mind. La Ventana. Let's do that. La Ventana brought me peace of mind. La Ventana can bring you peace of mind. La Ventana brings you peace of mind. So if you're feeling the vibe, go on down. I should have done the ending a little better. So if you're feeling the vibe, go on down. Okay, I can live with that. All right, we got one more song. I'm gonna do one more. This is a song I play a lot. So, I wish for all of you, my friends, to know true peace of mind. And that all good things will come your way as you travel through your time. And through all of your discouragement, may the light of hope shine bright. And live your lives with no regrets, as though this were the last night. Surely there'll be times of doubt when you cannot face the day. And darkness will surround your heart, and you'll think you've lost your way. Don't believe it for a minute, no, for the truth inside is clear. What's past can never be regained, but tomorrow is always near. There are those who selfishly would live their lives without concern, and through bitter eyes they see this world with the fire that always burns. Never follow down the road they choose that love cannot afford. For those who do will always find in the end their just reward. So my friends, if you choose to reach to give love, the lesson is to learn to love without so much a thought. What is given in return? And if you will live your lives that way, I promise you it's true that no greater love will ever find its way back to you. All right, that will end the music portion. I should say that's not an original song. That's a song by Josh White Jr. And I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please That ends the original music portion of this live stream. I'm now going to move past that, and so I'll leave that with, I hope you guys have a good day. If this is where you leave me, enjoy your day. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed the music. And now I'm going to play some jams. I'm going to do some jams. It's a little bit loud. Is it clipping or something? Why is it? For some reason it's clipping, and I don't know why. Never done that before. Well, maybe I'm not doing jams while live streaming or something. I kind of want to do at least one. Come on. I'll try one other. I think it's like the headphones are clipping or something. Let's try this one. Why? Let's try this sound. Let's try this. Okay, well, the computer has decided to do something kind of weird. So I guess what I could do, I guess it's not going to work. That's too bad. Well, all right. Well, I guess I can do this. Let me try this. I'll open up another. Oh, why couldn't it search in there? I think this will work. So guitar practice or jam practice. HIJ. I'm sorry, guys. Well, it's not happening. I have no idea why it did that. And you know, sometimes when you update something on the computer, my audio interface like needs like a reset or something. It's not as simple as just turning it on and off. It just sometimes they don't communicate. You know, the computer and the audio interface just have a problem communicating, and that's what's happening right now. And for whatever reason, the setting of connecting to that is just like kicking it off and then back on and kicking it off and back on. So I could play it through the computer, and I guess I could do that. It's not going to be the same, but for me, but I'll go ahead and do that. Let's play it to the computer. We'll go through internal speakers, and we'll do that. What? You can't even go through the internal speakers? What? Alright, something weird is happening. I'll have to figure that out. So, I guess I'm going to sign off for now. And, that's weird. I've never seen that before. Alright, happy Wednesday, everybody. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Let's see. I'm playing with Lou this Friday. I've got open mic tomorrow. Open mic is on. Let me turn off this reverb. Open mic is on tomorrow. Starts at 7 p.m., runs till 10 at Southern Roots Smokehouse at Southern Roots in Park Circle. That'll be on. It's on every week, every Thursday, starting at 7 p.m. I should be there around 6:15 or 6:30, starting to set up if you'd like to sign up. I'll have a sign-up sheet there. I've been keeping it kind of casual, so it depends on just how many people show up, how many songs we play. I'd say anywhere in the range of 2 to 5 would be what's the number of songs that we play. I like for it to be jam oriented, so maybe somebody gets up and leads some songs, and there's somebody on a cajon, or there's somebody on a djembe or a shaker or a tambourine, or maybe even some claves or something. Maybe a little bit of lead. So we try to bring people together, collaborate, and make it a little bit of a collaborative environment. And then on Friday, I'm playing with Lou at Stone's Throw Tavern. Let me just bring it up and confirm. Stone's Throw Tavern at 7 p.m. on Friday. If you don't know Lou, he plays the drums and he crushes it. We've been working on some stuff. This will be our first show together. Would love to see you guys out there. We're really excited to debut it. I don't know that we quite have really 3 hours of material, developed material. We're definitely going to play for 3 hours, but in terms of the polished material that we have, it's probably a smaller portion of that time. But we're getting pretty locked in, so I would expect that even the songs that we're not as dialed in on are still going to be you're going to be able to enjoy them. So, anything else? Let's see. I'll announce. Yeah, I guess that's it for now. Thanks for tuning in. You guys have a good day. Enjoy your Wednesday. Thanks for hanging out with my live stream. Sign up for my newsletter if you haven't. You can go to noahgrove.com, sign up, or you can send me your email as a Facebook message, or just comment, and I'll add you. Peace out, guys. Kitesurfing will start up. Kitesurfing will start up before too long. Also, if you're interested in kitesurfing lessons, reach out to me.